Right friends, welcome back to Current Affairs, the questions and answers. This is advanced for week number 41 from 5th to 11th October. Look at the first question. Germany refused to sign Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, popularly known as MLAT. Germany refused to sign this treaty MLAT with India, citing the provision for death penalty which is in existence in India. Citing the reason of death penalty, Germany has not signed this Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty with India. The first sentence is absolutely correct. Look at the second sentence. Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty is the agreement between two or more countries for gathering and exchanging information to enforce various laws. For enforcement of laws, gathering and exchange of information between two or more countries. For that purpose, this Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty will be useful, but Germany refused to sign the treaty because of the reason death penalty exists in our country. So, both the given sentences are correct. And look at the next one. A special court issued Letterrogatory, popularly known as LR, in rupees 3,600 crore Augusta Westland helicopters case. All of you are well aware the investigation with regard to 3,600 crore rupees Augusta Westland helicopters case is going on. You may ask, what is this Augusta Westland? Before knowing about Augusta Westland, you have to talk about Finmeccanica. Finmeccanica is the firm belongs to Italy, which is into manufacture of various aerospace and other defense equipments, and this Finmeccanica's fully owned subsidiary is Augusta Westland. Augusta Westland is a British and Italian company. It is the fully owned subsidiary of Finmeccanica. Finmeccanica is based in Italy, and there is investigation going on with regard to rupees 3,600 crore Augusta Westland helicopters case. So, the first sentence is correct. A special court issued a Letterrogatory for rupees 3,600 crore Augusta Westland helicopters case. And look at the second sentence. Letterrogatory is a letter of formal request given by a court of one country to the foreign court for some type of judicial assistance. Asking for some judicial assistance if a court of one particular country asks the court of another country, that is known as letterrogatory. So, both the given sentences here are correct. So, the right option is 3. Look at the next one. G20 leaders met in Lima, Peru, to discuss results of collaborative efforts to end base erosion profit shifting. This base erosion profit shifting is basically piloted by OECD countries. OECD countries are group of 34 countries with headquarters in Paris, France, established in the year 1961. Most of them are developed economies. Basically, it is intergovernmental economic cooperation, and it is piloting this base erosion and profit shifting. And recently, G20 countries, when the finance ministers met in Lima, Peru, discussed about the consequences of this base erosion and profit shifting. And as per the estimates of OECD, because of base erosion and profit shifting, the countries are losing corporate tax to the tune of around 4 to 10% across the world. The given sentence is correct, the first one. Look at the second one. BEPS is the tendency of the global companies to show most of their economic activity from the countries with the lowest tax rate. Nowadays, most of the companies are multinational companies. What these multinational companies do, I will tell you. There are countries where there is a very low tax regime, or you can say the taxes are very less. If you talk about the Cayman Islands, if you talk about Luxembourg, these are the countries where the tax structure is very, very less. And these multinational companies will establish just for the namesake company there. There will not be any economic activity there. Only for the namesake they establish company there, and they will also have their establishment in big countries like India or United States of America, and they get most of their profits from countries like India and United States of America. But what they will do? They will show that their intellectual property or their innovation originated from those tax havens, and ultimately they will pay a lot of royalties to the namesake companies in those tax havens, ultimately reducing their tax liability in the countries where they do lot of business. That means they show less profits in the country where more economic activity is there and pay less taxes. That means by shifting their economic activity artificially to the lowest tax regimes in the world, they ultimately reduce their tax liability in the areas where real economic activity is there. That's why their tax liability will be less in the countries where economic activity is there. So second sentence is also correct. Both 1 and 2 are the correct sentences. Look at the next one. Russia is now came in support of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Last week I told you Russia's military came to Syria to support its president Bashar al-Assad, and there is a triangular fight going on in Syria, and it is very difficult to understand. One side it is the Syrian president supported by Russia, and the other side West supported by Saudi Arabia and its friends. They are supporting the rebels in Syria, and the third one is ISIS. So under these circumstances, getting peace in Syria appears to be an uphill task. First sentence is correct. Look at the second sentence. As per the Geneva Communique issued on June 30, 2012, there were efforts made to restore peace in Syria. As per the Geneva Communique on June 30, 2012, a transitional governing body is to be established by involving both government as well as opposition forces, but that has not taken place. Bashar al-Assad is not coming to the negotiating table. America wants Bashar al-Assad to go, and Russia supports Bashar al-Assad, and under these circumstances it appears that peace is far away in the country of Syria. Right, both 1 and 2 are correct, so the right option is 3. Look at the next one. ICC. ICC is International Criminal Court. How it is established? International Criminal Court was established based on Rome Statute. Rome Statute was signed in the year 1998. Based on Rome Statute, this International Criminal Court with the headquarters in The Hague, Netherlands, was established in the month of July 2002. Around 123 countries are members of this International Criminal Court. India is not a signatory. And what is the purpose of International Criminal Court? International Criminal Court looks into war crimes and crimes against humanity as well as the genocide. If genocide takes place in any country, if war crimes are there, if crimes against humanity are there, then they will issue arrest warrants. Whether he is president, whether he is prime minister, whether he is opposition leader, it doesn't matter. And all the signatories of ICC have to ensure or have to follow the Rome Statute. First sentence, ICC has called for India to arrest Sudan President Omar al-Bashir, who is wanted in war crimes by ICC. This Sudan President Omar al-Bashir is expected to come to India during the last week of October to attend India-Africa Forum Summit. Several African leaders are coming to India to attend India-Africa Forum Summit, and Sudan President is also expected to come, and ICC issued arrest warrant against him. And what happened in Sudan? Let us go back to history. Omar al-Bashir is the Sudan President. He was indicted by ICC because of the reason genocide occurred in that country, popularly known as Darfur conflict of 2003. In the Darfur conflict of 2003, Omar al-Bashir allegedly funded pro-Arab Islamist group Janjaweed and purposefully Intentionally, they eliminated non-Arab African groups and 3 lakh people allegedly lost their lives in the Darfur conflict, which started in the year 2003. That is genocide. I have already told you previously, genocide is elimination of one particular race or religion. In this context, one particular race or religion was eliminated, and the organization Janjaweed was allegedly eliminated non-Arab African groups, because of which International Criminal Court issued arrest warrant against Omar al-Bashir. And first sentence is absolutely correct. ICC has called for India to arrest Sudan President Omar al-Bashir as he is wanted in war crimes by ICC. Second sentence, India is also a signatory to Rome Statute. Absolutely wrong. India is not a signatory to Rome Statute. That's why if you go by International Criminal Court arrest warrant, India is not bound to arrest Omar al-Bashir. And there is another clause. If United Nations Security Council makes a resolution under certain clause to arrest the persons, then India is bound to arrest. And these things we discuss sometime later. And first sentence is correct. Second sentence is wrong. India is not a signatory to Rome Statute, which established International Criminal Court. Don't forget, International Criminal Court is situated in The Hague, Netherlands. Look at the next one, the first meeting of NSAC. NSAC is National Sagarmala Apex Committee. What is Sagarmala? Sagarmala is port-based development, connecting hinterland with ports, development of ports, as well as connecting it with hinterland, or you can say interior places, connecting ports with interior places and developing ports. That is part of Sagarmala program. And first meeting of National Sagarmala Apex Committee was held, and don't forget, there are 12 ports, major ports maintained by Government of India, and the Sagarmala program is with regard to port-led development, and the government stated 70,000 crores of rupees will be spent on development of 12 major ports. Look into the next one. As per the report given by World Bank, India is at 9th position during 2014 as far as FDI is concerned. We have discussed several times what is FDI. FDI is foreign direct investment, the investment made in India by establishing their permanent base here, maybe for manufacturing. And India's FDI position in the year 2014 stands at 9th position with $34 billion. And look at the other countries. United States of America is the country which attracted most FDI investment with $132 billion, China with $120, Hong Kong with $116 billion, tops in the list of FDI attracted destinations. So look into the next one. Which of the following is not considered as a financial sector regulator? The regulator which regulates the financial sector, that is the financial sector regulator. If you look at RBI, it regulates banks, that is financial sector regulator. If you look at SEBI, it regulates capital markets, that is financial sector. If you look at IRDAI, it regulates insurance sector, that is also financial sector. And here TROI is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. It is not a financial sector regulator, right? So the given answer here is option number 4. Which of the following is not part of greenhouse gas emissions? If you look at this figure, you will come to know carbon dioxide is predominant part of greenhouse gas, and carbon dioxide I divided into 2, and this is given by Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and 57% of carbon dioxide is due to burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are coal, oil, these are all fossil fuels. Energy generated due to fossils. Fossils are remains of animals and trees. So, by the burning of fossil fuels, lot of carbon dioxide is released. So, 57% of total greenhouse gas emissions are due to fossil fuel burning and another 17% is due to deforestation. So, total out of the greenhouse gases, 74% in the world constitutes because of fossil fuels, and second one is deforestation, and this is 74% is the carbon dioxide out of the total greenhouse gases. Next major contributor is methane. Next one is nitrous oxide. So, the answer here is sulfur dioxide or SO2. SO2 is not a greenhouse gas. IMF World Bank meetings were held from October 7 to 11. They were held in Lima, Peru. Who represent India as India's governor and board of governors? Board of governors will be the finance ministers in IMF as well as World Bank. In IMF as well as World Bank, please don't forget, board of governors will be finance ministers of respective countries. If you look at India, India's finance minister represent as governor in the board of governors. So, the answer here is the finance minister. France is supporting India's smart cities mission with a loan of 2 billion euros. France is supporting India's smart cities mission and it is supporting 3 cities. Please don't forget. One is Pondicherry, Nagpur, Chandigarh. Why these 3 cities? There is some logic for 2 cities. Pondicherry was previously French colony. Before India getting sovereignty over Pondicherry, it was ruled by France. Second one is Chandigarh. Chandigarh was designed by the famous architect Le Corbusier. Le Corbusier belongs to France. That is the connection with Chandigarh and Pondicherry. That's why they have chosen these 2 cities. And third one is Nagpur. Look at the last question. Supreme Court stated that the National Register of Citizens for Assam should be completed by 1st March 2016 is the answer. This National Register of Citizens for Assam, we discussed sometime around 4-5 weeks back. This National Register of Citizens for Assam is monitored by the Supreme Court with the cutoff date of March 25, 1971, or illegal migrants after March 25, 1971. This National Register of Citizens for Assam is being prepared based on the instructions of Supreme Court and it is a part of Assam Accord. We discussed in detail in the previous week's lectures about the National Register of Citizens for Assam, and please don't forget the date given by the Supreme Court is 1st March 2016. Right friends, with this let us conclude. Please do join for other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.